Hi, my name is Amanda Ferguson, and I am currently an LVN 2, and I live in Orange County. There is a lot of things that I want to say, but I think it's important to note some of the biggest things that have helped shape my life. Not all of them were very good, but they did help shape my life. My mom is from another country. She moved here in her 20s before she had me and married my dad, who was an American. And he just so happened to also be a struggling drug addict, along with my sister, who is his daughter, who also struggled with addiction later in life. So I had a lot of this word in my life. Growing up, I always kind of felt like I was doomed to kind of live in this reality that my family lived in. Nobody in my family had ever gone to college, and we didn't have a lot of money. When I was 19 years old, I had a baby, and I was a single mom and figured I was pretty much doomed to be on welfare for the rest of my life. And I don't know what happened, but just one day something clicked and I just said, this is not what I want for my life or for my child. And I decided that I was going to take the resources that were available to me as a low-income single mom and go to school. So I decided to go into the medical field because my dad had always aspired to do that, but was, obviously never did it. So I first became a CNA and then was in LVN school. And during this time, my son was about 2 to 3 years old and my dad passed away. It was a very hard time for me, and knowing everything I did in the medical field, I understood what had happened to him pretty thoroughly. So again, there was more of this in my life. So after that, I graduated and got my license. And for some reason at that point in my life, everything just came crashing down on me. And I think the exhaustion of school and work and trauma and emotional turmoil, I just couldn't handle it. And I began to decompensate and eventually ended up needing to go into a facility to treat my mental health. And it wasn't until a while later that I really just got myself together and, did therapy and all sorts of different stuff and just started to work my way back up. And now I am the nursing manager at a facility that I've worked at for 5 years. And this last year, my son turned 13, and I decided that he was old enough for me to start putting myself back into school because it's been my dream to get my bachelor's degree in nursing. And I started at West Coast University in August of this year during the quarantine, which is a funny time to pick to improve and increase your nursing degree. And I just realized that that is what I want to do. So I started and I have been trucking away, working all day, working another job as a fitness coach, working a side job as a photographer, raising my child, working full time, and going to school full time. And I'm going to work really hard, and all of the other stuff just led me to have a lot of this. So I really appreciate the opportunity to be considered for this grant, and I love FIGS. I'm always wearing my FIGS, so fingers crossed.